Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, let's go, go, go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Whoop, whoop. Insert applause sound effect. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Akira the Don. It's your friendly neighborhood Don. I can hear myself from downstairs. Hey, Hercules! Hercules! Yo, can you turn the laptop downstairs down? Wherever that's, I can hear myself. I know, just close the lid. Just close the lid. Close the lid. Yeah. Shut the... hang on a second. Shut the lid of the laptop. Yeah, alright gang, what's cracking? We back, we at it, we on it. It's Akira the Dad, it's Ask Akira, it's Saturday, it's a beautiful day to be alive. I can move my neck about 1.5 inches in each direction today, which is a massive improvement on yesterday. Yesterday, I couldn't move my neck tall. I was like this. Yo. So yeah, I've got to give a shout out to God for that one. Shout out to God. God keeps God's like, as we know, right, I'm engaged in this hyper productivity, what's it? And God sometimes be like, all right, you need to chill a bit. So he'll like whoop me with some kind of illness or something that will force me to like not go to the studio. So I got a bit of a cold this week, and I was like, fuck it. You know, I was like, tell you what, I'll take the afternoon off and we'll go to the beach. How about that, wifey? And then I'll go back to the studio tomorrow. And like the ocean water will make me feel good. And my plan was fully to just go straight back to work. As you can hear, I've still got a bit of a cold. So what God does, God goes, yaha, you still need time off, mister. So I got hit by a giant wave in the ocean, and it just like balked my neck and my back, and then I couldn't move. So I had to not go to the studio. So shout out to God. God's like, Don, you need to stay in bed. I was like, all right, fine. Anyway, but yeah, it's much better today. See, look at this. Much better. How is everybody? Where is everybody? That's what we want to know. We want to know, where is everybody? First, we got to find out where everybody is. So let me know where you're at. Also, do me a favor, post a link to this broadcast anywhere that you can post links. If you can chuck it on Twitter, I will retweet it there. But yeah, do that. That's helpful. That's helpful. And you know, how can we be helpful? That's what we should be asking ourselves every day. How can we be more useful? And is this useful? That's what I tend to ask before I do ask. Sorry, not tend. I do. Before I post anything on social media, I ask myself, is this useful? Is it useful? Is it useful? Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's Saturday. It's Ask Akira 39. 39, number 39. We're back in the swing of this thing. It's number 39. This will be the third consecutive, I believe, from Don Towers, here in West Hollywood. Beautiful Don Towers in beautiful West Hollywood. Shit, where is everybody? Damn, you're all over the place. Jesse is in Colorado. That's nice. Shouts out to Colorado. Yeah, Sam is in Northwest UK. Existential Delight is in South Africa. Damn. Sweden. Alexander's in Sweden. Mohammed. What's up, Mohammed? Wellborn's in Nottingham. Shouts out to Nottingham all day. Anaheim, California. Corey. Yes. Matthew Ellis is in Grover Beach. Wow. Well, shit. Richard Scales is in Liverpool. Yes. He hasn't found the Liverpool rapper I recommended last time. Trems, Ayla. Trems, Scouse Trapping Trems. You want to check out Trems? Trems is hard. Trems is great. Antonio Flores is in Chicago. Dylan is in Harvard. Damn! Yo, Earth is a Big Spaceship's in Florida. That's nice. King Malvo's in McAllen, Texas. Shitus. I can't pronounce your beautiful name. But you're in Belgium. Derek's in Seattle. Tenfold's in Vancouver. Jesper's in Sweden. Also, damn, see, this is an international broadcast. And an international broadcast requires an international high five to really get things going, to solidify the community, to bring us all together via the power of the I high five. This is going to be the I high five. Get ready. We're going to do a 3, a 2, a 1. We're going to aim for the elbow. 3, 2, 1. Boo! Yeah, baby. Felt good. Hey, Serbia. What up? Pobij in Serbia. Man. Cunning stunts is on the moon. Canadians in the building. See, it's an international broadcast, and that's a beautiful thing. We are all here united by the wave. We're all here riding the wave. Wave riders unite. Wave riders assemble. Wave gang or drown. Splash, splash, splash. Let's go, let's go. Somebody was asking, is your studio in your house? The answer is no. My studio is downtown Los Angeles. It's like a 45-minute commute. It's good having a studio. It's like, hey, Adney. Thank you, Adney, for donating through Super Chat. That's very cool. Wow, and a little thing flashed up on the screen. I love this. I love it. The system works. You get a little Dragon Ball animation. Bang. Bang. Yeah, my studio is downtown, and I used to have a studio in the crib. I have my studio downtown now. It's just cool, man. It's a good mindset shift. It helps you be more productive if you're going to a place specifically to do a thing. Less distractions, all that sort of thing. It's good to have some kind of like some distance between work and life. Now, obviously, I'm at home right now, and we have an office upstairs in our palatial penthouse apartment in West Hollywood. And the office upstairs is where I'll be doing live streams. And this is wifey's messy desk behind me. You know, so we got some of that stuff going on. Hey, what up? Neotic's in the building. Shouts out to Neotic. Neotic got one of the best lo-fi wave channels on the internet. He has an excellent taste. He also produces himself these days, and his was instantly really good. I don't know how that happened. He was just like, I'm gonna make a record. Oh, it's great. Boom. It's like, okay, thanks. Like, some of us spent 20 years trying to get good. Neotic's just like, boom! Righteousness. Arson D, is Goggins going to be on Spotify? I only see the instrumental one. Yeah, you do at the moment. That's right. Because we do not currently have permission for it to be on Spotify. This is one of those situations where you guys sending messages going on, this is amazing and useful in my life, would probably be helpful in that regard, perhaps. Yeah. And yeah. Timothy Nathan says, hi from the Midwest. Love running and working out with your music. Well, that's great. I'm very happy you're here. And I'm very grateful to be of use in your life. Really am. It's a really amazing thing, being useful in people's lives. It's absolutely wonderful. King Malvo was in the chat first. Well, actually, YouTube Hero Alex was. Shout out to YouTube Hero Alex with the spatter. Official like a referee's whistle. YouTube Hero Alex is a great example of someone taking the initiative and running with it. And yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that a bit more another day. King Malvo came through with the first question. Thoughts on the Epstein suicide? That was probably... Well, shit. Man, if you didn't see that one coming, you know... What can I say? What can I say? These days, I really do try to not spend too much time worrying about things over which I have no control. And this is a situation. This is an example of something over which I have no control. It makes very little difference to my life because I was aware of the nature of power from as long as I can remember. I was never under the illusion that this sort of thing wasn't going on and that the news wasn't, you know, lying or actively trying to make people scared and afraid and things of that nature. You know, so none of this is new to me. But what I have realized over the years is that stressing out about it or like attaching oneself emotionally to it is detrimental. It doesn't actually help. Doesn't actually help. Unless you're actively involved in the particulars of these things, then, Now, what my job is to help further the species and get us to our potential via my particular superpowers of music and affiliated skills. So that's what I'm up to. And any time I'm not focused on that is taking away from that and making me less useful. Yeah. And it's very, it's very tricky. Stuff like, it's like, oh my goodness, like, it's interesting and it's juicy and like, it's kind of, it shows quite clearly some stuff that you've been trying to tell people for decades. But anyway, homeless Gavin McInnes. Hi Akira, compared to the UK, do you find LA to be a safe place, or is there areas you tend to avoid? Also, if you come across any crazy animals over in the States, coyotes, spiders, snakes. See, that's a wonderful question. That's a very wholesome question. Now, I honestly have never been anywhere that was as violent as the UK. I've been all over the world. I've never found anywhere as violent as Cardiff on a Friday night. Or Bangor, actually. Bangor probably beats Cardiff. I've never found anywhere as violent as Bangor High Street in North Wales on a Friday night. I honestly haven't. When I was 15, I was working in a pub, glass collecting in Bangor, and I remember coming out the pub one night, and I think it was my first night there. I was a bit drunk, and I was very drunk actually. I projectile vomited. I took 2 steps and went, bleh. But then all around me, I look around and there's just this beautiful ballet of violence going on. Police sort of pirouetting in circles with their batons, smacking people around the head, bang, bang, and just merrily drunken police just engaged in this ballet of ultra-violence. And on it goes. And in the UK, I've literally had people wind down windows of their car and throw things at me. I've had bricks thrown at me. Literally, last time I was in the UK, I got in a fight. I was like nearly in a fight I hadn't been there for like half an hour or something. I've never had any instances of violence in Los Angeles. And I've been all over the place, I don't know why that is. Now, as for animals, one time I lived in Shandaken in upstate New York, and there were bears used to steal our trash and raid our bins and then litter them across the hills. And one of my homies, she had this little red Corvette dropped up thing, and a bear climbed in the car. And so that, I tell you what, the craziest animals I've seen out here though are these goddamn dinosaurs they've got in Florida. They've got these little lizards, and they're just dinosaurs, man. They're just small dinosaurs. And they've got these fluorescent orange locusts. Yeah, America got some crazy biblical creatures, man. Shout out, thank you Jasper Zackerson for the super chat. He wants to know any good examples of batching in your daily life. That's a good question. I've been talking about batching recently. I think I was talking about it on Twitter this week. Oh, thank you, Phil Speak, for the super chat. Appreciate you. No question attached. So this batch answer will go out to you too. Now, batching. Batching is mad flipping useful. It's where you group together similar tasks and you do them all at once. And it just makes things way more efficient. And it speeds things up massively. And what it really does is it helps you. I'm always talking about this whole thing of trying to be in the zone, right? I'm staying in the zone. Now, you have a larger zone, and then within that zone, you have micro zones. So you have the macro zone and you have micro zones. So for example, here's an example of batching. You don't wash your underwear every time you put on a new pair of underwear, right? You stick them in a wash basket, and then you do it all at the same time. That's batching, right? So I batch everything. Everything. Every day, I do all my admin in the morning. So I answer all my emails, I answer all of my YouTube comments, I answer all my Twitter DMs, I answer all my Instagram DMs. All of those things I do all at once. Then I do all the things that require cognizant sort of creation input in an email fashion all at once. When I'm making my records, I batch that process. So an album process looks like I'll spend a week preparing. So that means listening to the speaker, working out a sound, getting together instruments and making drum kits and sonic templates of the sound, getting all of the, just preparing, being fully prepared. Then I'll have execution, and I'll make all the songs at the same time, all the beats at the same time usually, and using that preparation. So I'm just moving super fast because I'm already prepared. So then I get in there and then I'm in the zone. I'm in that flow of actually making music, and I'm not questioning myself, and I'm just moving and not stopping, allowing things to occur. And then I'll do all the mastering at the same time in the same week, and the uploading and all that type of stuff. Like, I batch everything I can, and I'm always looking for new things to batch. Right now, Sundays are video content day. So we have a new content schedule. We're actually starting it this week. Now's probably a good time to talk about that. So we have a new content schedule based on your feedback. I've been listening to your feedback, as I always do. And so we're not going to be doing premieres every day, because that's annoying. But it's a shame. I know that some of you really liked like all hanging out at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I feel you on that. But overall, I asked what people wanted. And we're going to do premieres for long form content. So when there's like a new wave or album, we do a premiere. So the way it's looking is it's going to be content every day. So there's going to be YouTube videos every day. Friday will be a long form thing. So that will be a premiere at 9 in the morning. We can all hang out and chat. And that'll be dope. Saturday is Ask Akira. You're right here, right now. Sundays, I'm going to be doing a live stream of a DJ set on Sunday. So every Sunday you'll be able to watch me DJing a live stream. Some of those will then be turned into mixes later on. Some of them won't. They'll be live on YouTube. You won't be able to rewatch them unless you're on Patreon or Subscribestar. Those will have the link for that. And yeah, Sunday is like my batching day for video content. So Sunday I get all the coming videos for the week ahead together. I do thumbnails, I write the metadata, all that type of thing. So I batch that whole thing on a Sunday. It's all batching. All right, so every day. That's right, Diverting Tales, my friend. Diverting Tales. I always got to shout out Diverting Tales, because Diverting Tales just got such a consistent Instagram. Consistently useful and beautiful comics-related Instagram. But yeah, he says, every day the Don is hustling. That's right, word to Rick Ross. ABSTG says, what's the thing you least enjoy while doing all your focused grinding? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's all good. I mean, sometimes certain aspects of it are annoying, but the overall thing, you got to love the process, man. Otherwise, why bother? So even if there's aspects of the process that can be annoying or whatever, just like they realize that they're useful. For example, there's a bunch of stuff I'm doing now that I'm going to be handing over to other people, right? And it was important that I know how to do this stuff so that I can hand it over to other people and so I can communicate with people. Now, I'm not the best graphic designer on earth. Obviously, look at the thumbnail for this thing. It's a bit shonky, but it's good enough that it works. And when I find a brilliant graphic designer to hand over the graphic design to, I will know what I'm talking about, and I can communicate with them properly about what I'm doing, about what it is I want, and what they want. It's very useful. Now, thank you, Sheila D, for the super chat. You bad human. She says, your music has become such a huge part of my life. Oh, bless. Thank you for creating something so beautiful and inspirational. MEANINGWAVE saves lives. Love you, Akira. Love you, Sheila. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. It's always joyful to see you. Like I say every morning, right? If you go look at my Instagram, there's a picture of me and Hercules in the coffee shop. And like every morning we go to the coffee shop and get a coffee, and I'll be there answering comments and answering YouTube comments. And often I'm seeing comments from you, Sheila, And it's always lovely to see your comments and to see your little emoji face. So thank you. Corey Terniak says, any chance of some Fred Rogers wave? Funny you should say that. I love it when this happens. I did one. I did a neighbor wave a year ago, actually. A year ago. So if you go in the archives, you'll be able to find that, and it's beautiful. And it is on my list of things to remaster to get released on Spotify. There's certain stuff like the early waves where I was doing stuff like using other people's music as well as my own, and those things can't go on Spotify because they use other people's music. So I'm going to be remastering all of those eventually so that they can be on Spotify. Just mainly because like so many people only listen to music on Spotify, and if it's not on Spotify, then they ain't listening to it. It's crazy. So I'm trying to get as much as possible on the legal channels. Gregory says, do you like your kid or do you merely tolerate him? What, my son? Shit, I love my son. I love my son. My son is wonderful. I fucking love my son. I love my son. I love my son. Oh my God. It's so wonderful having a son. It just brings me so much joy every day. So much joy. Now, I've got so many questions to answer, so let's start answering some questions. My guy Sir Peppers put the questions together, so shouts out to him. Appreciate you. Infertile Myrtle. Hi Akira, is that Biggie in your intros? Love your music. Oh, you mean Akira, the Dawn. He's got club. Does sound like him, doesn't it? Does sound like Biggie. Interesting that. I can't do a Biggie impression myself, but I know people who can. Sheila again, says, Herc's smile in this photo is so charming. I think she's referring to that photo of Hercules and I in the coffee shop, and I'm probably answering one of Sheila's YouTube comments. What would you say is the most rewarding part of being a dad? And what's your favorite, most fun family activity? Yo, that's a great question. The most rewarding part of being a dad is, it's just when you see your child thriving. When you see them thriving. And when you see them thriving, you just like, wow, look at you, thriving. So rewarding. What's really great is when I see him overcoming things or dealing with things that, it took me decades to figure out. That's that's an amazing thing. Because I'm really obsessed currently with this idea of intergenerational strides. It's like each generation is a step forward, and if each generation learns from the mistakes of the previous, you can start sprinting. Is the idea, So when I see Hercules like dealing with stuff that it took me decades to work out, that's a wonderful thing. And most favorite family activity is like literally just any time when we're together as a family, and we're just doing something that isn't work. We work together too, and that's dope, right? But like, because we work so hard that when we have a little time to not work and just hang out together, like the other day we went to the beach, and we just went to the beach, and the LA fog descended, and it was suddenly freezing. We were just freezing, and I just bust my neck in the ocean, and Hercules was laughing his little head off, and it was just beautiful and joyful to be sat there just together, enjoying something visceral and real. It's all wonderful though. It's a beautiful, beautiful dream. It is. And it's like the thing we were talking about with the Naval album. It's compound interest, The deeper into it you go, your relationship with your wife and children or your family or whatever that you really put in effort and time into, like, just the more rewarding it becomes, and it just compounds. It's wonderful. Yeah. Nat Sharp says, how's your neck? Thank you very much. It's cool, man. It's a lot better today than it was yesterday. I can move it like that much. I can move it like 1.5 inches. It's nice. Define the line. What was your introduction to JBP's work like? I can't really remember. He just sort of like fell into my life 2015 maybe, something like that. It was just, I don't remember. I remember it just appeared. I don't know. It was just there, and it was useful, and it was great, and it was answering a lot of questions that I had at the time. you know, I was a young father, and I'd moved my family from the UK to Los Angeles, and was building this new life and setting up this, trying to be really, you know, serious and productive and really level up and make it work, and he just came along at the right time and really helped, man. Shaga says, do you smoke Dodi? Dodi. What's a Dodi? Is this some, I don't know what a Dodi is, baby. I don't, but hey, easy answer is that I don't smoke nothing, actually. I don't smoke these days. I don't smoke nothing. I'm too busy, man. Alex says, have you talked to Zeph recently? I remember him doing stuff for your music back in the day, and I really enjoyed it. Inspired me back in my college days. Oh, that's nice. Zeph's my brother. Zeph's my little brother. So he's in the UK, so I don't talk to him that much because he's in the UK, but we occasionally like talk on social media. Yeah. Janek says, how did you come up with that killer fashion sense? Well, you know, I just ordered MEANINGWAVE stuff from the MEANINGWAVE store, primarily. But, you know, I always have my own swag. I always have my own vibe. And I just went with that. I just always wore what I thought was cool. And what I thought was cool was like, you know, I used to read a lot of superhero comics and stuff of that nature, and I was really into like music and stuff. I know. I just always went with my vibe on stuff, for good or real. You know, it used to get me in a lot of trouble when I was a kid. I was in fights every day of my life over just like what I was wearing and stuff like that. You know, people didn't take too kindly to it and stuff, and I was literally in fights every day of my life. But yeah. Freya says, can you please come and do some gigs in the UK? I would love to. So I will. I don't know when, but we will. We're working on the whole live event side of it at the moment. Chase says, what made you decide on meaning and not purpose or something similar? It wasn't really a decision. It was part of the flow thing. It just happened, and it was true, and it was correct. And I didn't really think about it too hard. I just allowed it to be. Meaning is the motivation. Meaning is the wave. Meaning is the foundation. Meaning is the answer. Meaning is the solution. And yeah. H. Holland says, I'm not a drinker, but I do have some favourites. What is your favourite dark beer, if any? For reference, I prefer Trappist 8. Have a great day, Akira Senior and Akira Junior. Well, thank you, Chase Creates. I don't drink beer. I drink water and coffee. I haven't drunk alcohol since I stopped drinking alcohol last September. At that point, I was just drinking spirits. I can't do beer, man. Beer, like wheat and all that type of thing, it just messes with me. I bloat. I become slow. I think beer is probably the worst booze for various reasons. No, you know, you don't want to hate on your enjoyment. You enjoy it, baby. I used to enjoy it a long time ago. I just ain't got time for that stuff these days. I've got so much I'm trying to do out here. So much we want to do. Yeah. What's up, Hercules? What's that? Q's not there. Hercules is upset. His little friend that he plays Minecraft with is not playing Minecraft with him. I'll send his dad a text message. How about that? Or do you want to come hang out up here? You can come and say hi to everybody if you like. Similarly, Timothy Miller here, I just glance at the chat, and in front of me is this question. What was the thought process that led to naming your son Hercules? Not exactly the first name that comes to mind. That's where you're wrong, you see, because it was. Pretty much. It just suggested itself and was right. Like, and we didn't get no test done or nothing. Like, we didn't know from a test that Hercules was a boy, for example. But I knew he was a boy. I knew he was a boy, and I knew he was called Hercules. So he was. I try not to overthink things, you know. I try to let things happen. Much as possible. Much as possible. And the more you do that, like the more you can do that, and the easier it becomes to do that, and the more powerful doing that is, and the more it works. It's a crazy thing. Damien says, was music production always your career goal? If not, what used to be? What changed? How did you get your start in music? Love you, brother. Love you, brother. Love you. And as long as I can remember, I always loved music and wanted to make music, as long as I can remember. And my earliest memories are like 6 or 7. And I loved music and I loved comic books, and I wanted to make music and I wanted to draw. And that's what I did. So I used to draw my own comic books and I used to make music. And I had a band when I was like 7. We were called Ken and the Barbies. I was Ken, and these 2 girls that I liked were the Barbies. And it was like partly a way of me having a band, partly a way of me getting to hang out with these girls I liked. So that was smart. And yeah, it just went from there. And I always did it. And I always knew that's what I wanted to do. And I've tried to combine those things as much as possible as the years have gone by. My ultimate kind of goal is to create like albums that are animated / live action movies, like kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but like in the future type. That's what I'm kind of aiming towards, and that's what I've always wanted to do. And then to have that be also a live kind of interactive experience. So somehow you have like a live show that's kind of like that. So it integrates the comic book, the cartoon, the music, all that. Yeah, and that's always been the thing. It's always been the thing. I've always known what I wanted to do. I've always known what I was good at. I've always known, I've always kind of had the same moral foundation. And I've always known what I wanted to do. And I've always done it. And I've always done it despite the fact that it used to involve people punching me in the face every day. I still did it. I still got up every day and was me unapologetically, even though it involved me getting punched in the face every day for years and years and years and years and years. And then when I got out of school, I was still getting punched in the face. Sometimes it was metaphorical punches in the face, and I still kept getting up and getting after it, getting after being me every day. And I still do. And lately, it's paying off. I don't know, yeah. Jim the Curator, do you have a favourite novel? If so, what is it? The first thing that pops into my head immediately was Dead Babies by, I've forgotten his name. He wrote the racial papers as well. His name has suddenly popped out of my head. Martin Amis. I used to love those books. I don't read so much fiction these days, for whatever reason. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The Rum Diary. I could read The Rum Diary 50 times in a row. I love that book. Yeah, The Rum Diary by Hans Ross Thompson. I will say that. Bay of Pigs. It says, Akira, if I'm not mistaken, you eat a steak in the morning, and I'm curious if it worked for me. You say it made you more positive and ready to take on the day. Can you elaborate more? Thank you for the awesome music. Stay epic. Hey, thank you. I don't eat the steak in the morning. Usually I don't eat anything in the morning, and I get hungry about 3 in the afternoon, then I'll eat a steak. Then I'll eat another one like 7 or something. That's usually it. It's usually about 2 steaks a day, and usually one in kind of like early afternoon and one in early evening, and that keeps me optimal, and that's what I do. Now, I couldn't say if it was going to work for you or not, because I don't know you. I don't know your physiology. I don't know your makeup. But it definitely worked for me. It worked really well for me. And anytime I deviate from it, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So yeah, it fixed all my problems, all my health problems. And I've been doing it since 18, 19 months now. So yeah, it works for me. But what I would say is work out what works for you. And a good way of doing that is to create a baseline. So just remove everything, then start reintroducing things and see what they do. Because, for example, what led me down this path was I used to get really bad acid, stomach, indigestion, pain. I'd wake up at 4 a.m. vomiting, and I'd go see the doctors, and they'd be like, "Oh well, I don't know, take these pills," you know. Eventually, I just experimented with my diet, and I found as soon as I removed wheat, those problems went away. I hadn't been able to drink champagne for forever, and I stopped eating wheat, and I went to a wedding that weekend, and I drank my body weight in champagne, and I had no pain, you know. And then as the years went by, I removed more things, and then that would fix more things, and I eventually ended up at this baseline of I eat steak and I drink water and oat milk cappuccino. because I was still drinking cappuccinos and I would still occasionally get like spots right in my head. And then I stopped milk and that went. That was the last thing. So yeah, work out a baseline, reintroduce things and see what works for you. So, everyone's different, man. And yeah. Shouts out to Cosmic Roasters. Thank you for the super chat. Says Akira, well, just since we're talking about coffee, I've got another round of specialty coffee to send you. Just hit me back on FB Messenger or Discord on where to send this round. Cheers. Hey, thanks, man. I will be answering all my Discord messages this weekend. That's part of my week batch. And I will, thank you. Keeping moving with the questions. Pointing out, says, I really appreciate the work you do and I'm sharing it with my friends every day. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you. You make MEANINGWAVE. So what's the meaning of life in your opinion? Why are we here and why are you here? What's your purpose? The meaning of life is meaning, I'm afraid. That's the meaning of life, and the meaning of life is different for each person. So you have to find the meaning for you. Find the meaning, and then make the life that is meaningful, and you will have a wonderful time. Yeah. Life wants to live. Very, very simply, life just wants to live. So the very basic of it is life wants to live. And everything is connected. And everything works on a macro and micro level. And it's worth thinking of the earth sometimes as a single organism. I like to think of it sometimes as like a baby that hasn't been born yet. It's trying to be born, and that's what we are. We haven't been born yet, as far as I'm concerned. We're in the very early stages of our development. We haven't even been born. We're at a chrysalis period, and we're about to become butterflies. And that's what we're working on right now. Is we're all together. We're working on getting us through the chrysalis point into the butterfly point. That's why I don't worry about. Everyone's like, oh, we've been polluting the world and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, a caterpillar eats a lot of crap, man. A caterpillar eats a lot of stuff and munches its way through flipping everything, before it goes and does the butterfly thing. A baby is in its mama's tummy and it'd be munching a lot of stuff, man. It needs a lot of stuff. But then it gets born, and we're about to be born. The other thing I think about is the fact that we're currently tethered to a dying star, and we've got to get away from that dying star. Life wants to live. The organism that is Earth, life on Earth, wishes to carry on living, and that involves getting off of this earth. Cows don't got thumbs, all right? That's why if cows want to live, and they do, they need us to help them get out there, all right? So we're here, we got thumbs, and we got shit to do, all right? So find out what it is that you're going to do to help us, because we have a big mission, and you've got a part to play in it. Find out what's your part to play and play it, baby. Moving across to Instagram. Instagram questions. Soul Bomb says, hey Akira, I've been wanting to ask for a while now. When you hopped across the pond over here to the States, what was it like for you? I'm talking, how solid was your plan of action for over here? Or did you just wing it? I'm feeling like I'm at a similar point in my life where I'm fed up with my current position in life, and I'm just ready to take that leap of faith into the unknown. And I want to know what that jump for you was like. It's a good question. Good question. It's quite funny. It's not funny. It's kind of mental looking back on it now, how much of it was a leap of faith. Because it was. But it was also a case of like, I couldn't stay in the UK. I couldn't, if I was going to stay there, that would mean that I wasn't going to be able to become what I could become. And then what kind of a father would I be? What kind of an example would I be to my son? He deserved more, my wife deserved more, so it was necessary to do that. Now, we didn't have the, what was the plan? The plan was come over here, find work DJing, make that work, become superstar DJ, music producer guy. That was the plan. Worked out in the end, but yeah, it's just when I didn't think about it too much. I just realized it was the right thing to do, and my wife agreed, and we did it. And it was difficult. I was out here for a year first, sleeping on my homie's sofa, and my wife and Hercules were staying with our mum. While I was out here getting work together and getting this new life together. And then they came out, and then we shared a place with my homie and all shared one room together. Me and Hercules and Charlotte shared a room basically since he was born, because it was just after he was born that we decided to do this and gave up our place in London and all that. So it's only just we moved into this crib here a month ago, and this is the first time that Hercules has had his own bedroom, which means it's the first time that me and my wife Charlotte have had our own bedroom. So it was a lot sort of sacrificed and all that to get here, but it was obviously the right thing to do, and it was obviously worth it. And I would say, if you're just ready to take that leap of faith into the unknown, then take that leap of faith into the unknown. Particularly if you don't have, I had a family and stuff. Usually people don't be doing this sort of thing when they got a family. It's all right, no, I can't be taking any risks now. But it's for me, not doing it would have been the risk. Because that would have been a risk of becoming bitter and resentful and not becoming the person that I was supposed to become. Not becoming the fullness of my potential for usefulness and greatness, So that for me would be a bigger risk. Let me quickly have a look at the chat. What's up, chat? What's up, gang? Janik says, The Dawn. I agree. YouTube Hero Alex says, grab yourself some MEANINGWAVE merch. I agree.
He's still not in.
Is he still not in? Why don't you come and hang out up here? I think some people might have some questions for you. Some of the people might have some questions for you. Do you want to answer a question?
Yes.
Anyone got a question for Hercules? Hercules is going to answer a question. Hercules is coming up to answer a question. So that's pretty exciting. Here comes Hercules. And while he's on his way, I'll answer another one. This one is easy. Training Thought and Truth. Hey Akira, do you plan on doing any more Jordan Peterson mixes in the new future? By which I guess you mean near future, and the answer is of course. Of course. Of course. Yeah, it's going to be JBP Wave season again pretty soon. And yeah. You'll know more on that soon. But yes is the answer. The answer is yes. Casabel Abere says, I see you do DJ gigs. Yes. It looks like people enjoy it. Yes. Is that your main source of income? No. What are your fees? Going up all the time. You can answer in private. Yo, if you want to book me, hit us up at the email address letitiasjones@gmail.com or akira@gmail.com, and you can book the Dawn currently. Now Hercules is here, and Hercules is going to answer some questions. Shouts out to Darren Thacker. Say thank you to Darren Thacker for the super chat, Hercules.
Thank you.
Yeah. They left, a nice wave and a heart. A wave and a heart. Question for Hercules from Sheila. Say hi to Sheila.
Wait, is that my...
Not your auntie Sheila, it's a different Sheila.
Oh.
Sheila D. Hercules has an auntie Sheila, as do I. She's wonderful. But Sheila says, what is your favourite Disney movie, Hercules?
When I was growing up, it was kind of just Mickey Mouse, because any of my other friends like Mickey Mouse.
Uh-huh.
So when I was 3 or 4 or 5, I liked Mickey Mouse and watching the Christmas movie a lot.
You did, yeah. How about now?
Now I kind of like scary cartoons and Stranger Things.
You've never seen Stranger Things.
I know, but I've seen the Demogorgon.
We tried to watch The Mummy last night, and you went to bed halfway through because it was too scary. Yeah. So, yeah. Timothy Miller, question for Hercules. What's your taste in music like? Do you listen to MEANINGWAVE or Minecraft remixes?
Minecraft remixes, not that much, but I do listen to the music that goes dun 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 dun. It's just a boring, peaceful music.
You do like it though, don't you?
Yeah.
What's your favourite MEANINGWAVE song?
Low five.
Hercules keeps putting on the first track from MEANINGWAVE Masterpieces, How I Made MEANINGWAVE. He puts that on quite a lot. The one that goes MEANINGWAVE, 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 MEANINGWAVE. MEANINGWAVE, 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 MEANINGWAVE. And he likes Jocko. Hercules likes to listen to the Jocko podcast, don't you?
Every time I go to sleep.
Oh, here you go. Diverting Tales says, Hercules, who's your favourite YouTuber? Who's your favourite YouTuber?
Dan TDM and Ethan Gamer.
Dan TDM and Ethan Gamer TV. There you go. Not PewDiePie.
And PewDiePie.
And PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Janik Drescher, question for Hercules. What do you like most about your dad?
That he swears.
Jesper Zackerson says, what's your favourite thing to do in Minecraft?
Blow up things and create new things after and survive.
And survive. Yeah. Iron Firehorse says, hello Hercules. Yeah. Janik says, Hercules, do you want to become a DJ too? What do you want to do with your life?
Yeah, YouTuber, making bendy music, which is kind of a DJ, but not that much. And I want to be a YouTuber, which does music and also record videos about Minecraft. But I can't play Roblox because...
Yeah, you're not allowed to play Roblox. There's too many weirdos in Roblox. Sam of the Wirral says, are you proud of your dad's work?
More work to make more money and give it out to people on the streets.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Where can I put an emoji?
What's that? You want to put an emoji in the chat? Hang on, we're asking questions. More questions for you.
So many questions.
So many questions. So many questions. Who's your favourite superhero?
Batman.
Why? Don't run off. Okay, Cosmic Roaster says, Hercules, do you like Star Wars?
Of course not! Sucks.
Yep, I have to agree. Hercules watched The Last Jedi, I didn't. He keeps trying to make me watch it. He kept showing me that bit where, what do you call him, Grumpy Luke?
Yeah.
Why is he so grumpy? And he keeps showing me the bit where he like swigs green cow milk or something. It's just so gross. He thought it was very funny. How do you like having your own room, Hercules? Asks 420 Iron
Every
Firehorse.
time my mum comes in, like every twice a day, I say, get out of my private room! So it's kind of nice to have my own private room and just mind my own business.
Yes. Yes, it is. We all need our own space. Sheila says, Hercules, Stranger Things is awesome, but it is scary. Mickey Mouse is a solid character. My favourite Disney movie is The Little Mermaid. Bless up, little man.
Thank you.
Oh, see, that's nice. That's nice. Any other questions for Hercules? What's that? Hercules wants to put
An
emoji in the chat. So Hercules is going to drop some emojis in the chat.
Lot.
Okay, go on then. Oh, it's not working. Oh, there it is.
Oh, where are the... Are these all the... Oh, it's just loading.
Just loading slowly, but you can drop a couple emojis there.
Let
me
go. Well, where do you get the meaning wave stuff?
The wave emoji. There's a wave emoji there. Nice.
wave emoji and cute little snowman and some fire.
Okay.
Where's send?
There. Nice. Nice. Okay, someone else has got a question for you.
Ooh.
Dankan says, have you read Jocko's book, Way of the Warrior Kid? If so, what did you think?
I have the first one.
Yeah, you do.
I'm halfway. I'm not even halfway. I'm not even a quarter way.
You're on chapter 14, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What do you think of it? Huh?
Great.
Yeah. Oh, what's your code? What's your warrior code?
Wake up super early in the morning. I already did that even before I even listened to what Jocko says. Wake my mum, dad in the morning so they can get dressed and go to coffee shop with me. I'd go to the gym at night. Wake up in the middle of the night and I shout, "Mom, I need water."
What about the week? What do we do with the week?
I think when I see weak people, I just go my own business.
I thought you were protecting them.
I don't.
You don't protect them anymore. No?
I never do.
You're off that.
Yep. Yeah. What?
You're funny. You're a funny boy. Yes, Hercules listens to Jocko's Warrior Kid podcast pretty much every night, don't you? To go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favourite Warrior Kid podcast? That's my coffee.
The final one.
What happens in it?
He has John Bozak on the Discord setup or something.
Oh yeah. He's the guy who draws the pictures, isn't he?
Yeah. He says that at the start. But that's and they talk about there was a guy called Lenny and he froze. They were talking about drawing and their friend Lenny wasn't really their friend. He would just draw something. He would like get angry about it because it didn't look what he wanted, and then he basically just crumples it up, throws it across the room, and says, "You stink," which is horrible.
Yeah, that's not very nice. Two more V's says, Hercules, what's your favourite MEANINGWAVE song?
We just answered this question.
Did we? And what was the answer?
MEANINGWAVE.
Oh, okay.
I think they just came in the chat, so they didn't.
What's your favourite pop song? What's your favourite song?
The wheels go. Wait. The wheels on the bus go round it. No! Not really! Shut up, wheels on the bus go round. Ugh.
Nice. Well, thank you, Hercules. If anyone else has any questions for Hercules, let us know. But that was a nice little Hercules interview. We have some more questions to answer that people have sent in advance. George Antonov says, what advice can you give on learning to be hard working? Good question. I don't know. I've always been hard working. So I don't know. Why am I hard working? I wonder if it's because my parents didn't give me pocket money and I had to work for my money. That was always true. I had a paper round. I used to like dig people's gardens. I used to wash windows. I always worked, and I was never given anything. Like, you know, I didn't have an allowance, for example. Now I don't know if that's why. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know, but I would say that hard work is incredibly rewarding. And if you've never been in it, you've never really been into it, try it out. Because you'll find it's very rewarding. It makes you feel good to work hard. At the end of a good day's work, there's nothing quite like it. It's what is it? It's self-respect. It's a contract. It's a thing you have. You can't fake how you feel about yourself. You can't pretend Like the feeling that you get from a day's hard work is because you know the truth. You know you really did it. You know, no one else knows, but you know. Self-respect is a contract we have with ourselves. And you can't fake that shit. You can lie to other people about what you are, but you can't lie to yourself. So when you actually do the work, you feel great. And that's a wonderful thing. So try that. Sam of the Wirral says, I upped my game and momentum, had a very productive week, but the past 3 days I felt worn out. Did you experience moments of depleted energy at the start? Did it eventually fade into a lesser depletion? Edit. I pushed through, using the hard days of practice. Still interested to hear your ups and downs and how you push through. All right, how do you push through? Push through. That's how you push through. The answer is discipline. The answer is discipline. My wife didn't want to go to yoga today. 5 minutes before, she was like, shit, I forgot to go to yoga. And she went. Discipline. And she said what it was that made her do it was she had Jocko in her head. That Mind Control song from the Jocko album. Because she listened to that Jocko album so much. And she was saying, she listens to Jocko talk and she watches his, she sees his watch video pop up in her Instagram feed. But having the songs, listening to them so much, she just hears them in her head when she needs them. So she's like, yeah. Because the answer is truly discipline. It's like, yeah, sometimes you're going to be tired. Sometimes you're not going to feel like doing it. Discipline is what makes you do it. Goggins says, motivation is crap. Because motivation comes and goes. And that's true, man. Motivation comes and goes unless you have meaning. Because meaning is the motivation. And once you've got that, you don't got to worry about motivation no more. But if you've got discipline, it doesn't even matter if you haven't found meaning yet. Because discipline, if you have discipline and you just do it, then you'll do it. And you'll get through that. Sometimes you will be tired, but get through it. And the other thing is, if you're starting some kind of hyperproductivity regimen or something of that nature, it is possible to go too hard, try and do too much. And what you got to do is calibrate, and go, okay, this made me ill. All right, so pull back a bit. Or maybe I need to have you've got to make sure you're sleeping enough, by the way. This is where me and Jocko differ. Jocko's on some 5 hours a night thing or some shit. I'm like, nah, I got to have 8, man. But each person's different. Work out what works for you and calibrate as you go along. So if you find discipline, so just stick to it and push through regardless. But if you find that you're getting tired or whatever, maybe dial it back a beat, but just keep going. Don't stop. Don't be like, right, I've got to take a week off because that'll fuck you up. All right. Odin Tex says, will Sourcewave Radio return someday? That's a good question. I do kind of miss it. It was just difficult to maintain, switching it on and off and all that, and also the server costs was quite expensive and stuff. Basically, if enough people say they want it back, it'll come back, I figure. Have you asked JBP to help you get on JRE? Seems like he could help greatly in making that happen. I haven't asked him, no. I do need to ask someone to help me get in touch with JRE to get permission to do an album. But like I've said, I've always really liked my organic approach of doing it, that I'll put out a few songs on YouTube and they'll get spread around and then people involved will hear them and then you'll get an organic, natural reaction and set it up that way. I don't want to be pulling in favors unnecessarily, unless I really have to. So Peppers, got any dating advice for the young Donners and Donettes? Also shout out to the Atlee and Matt Foster and the guy who said, whoa, when he saw me repping MEANINGWAVE last night in ATL. Well, first off, shouts out to ATL all day. I didn't know you were in ATL, Peppers. Atlanta is the home of so much great stuff. And it's the birthplace of so much brilliant stuff in culture. And I've never been to Atlanta and I would really like to. So shouts out to ATL. Shouts out to Atlanta all day. Advice for the young Donners and Donnet dating. My advice for the young Donners and Donnettes dating is be yourself. 2 things. 1, be yourself. 2, make yourself into the best version of yourself possible and be that. All right? And if you do that, you don't have to chase people. They will come to you. It means you don't have to build a complicated web of lies that you have to keep referring back to and this, that, and the other. the two-pronged approach of make yourself the best you and just truthfully be you. Oftentimes people, when they're young in dating land, A, they spend too much time chasing other people, and 2, they spend too much time trying to be what they think other people want them to be rather than being what they are, you know? So that's my advice. Make yourself the best version of you and be unapologetically and truthfully you. And the right person for you will come. Yeah. And yeah, you know, enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Shouts out to the chat. Shouts out to everybody locked in. Shouts out to Seth Peppers for putting the questions together. Shouts out to YouTube hero Alex for moderating. And oh my goodness, we've been here an hour already. Shoot, these broadcasts are really supposed to be about now. We have a few more questions to get through, so let's get these questions done. Samson Blackburn on Facebook says, what inspired you to weightlift? Well, Socrates, Plato, one of those wise old motherfuckers who looks like me. Have you noticed, by the way, and this was not deliberate, but I've realized I'm starting to look like a Greek bust. Like, if I could roll my eyes back in my head so they had no pupils, you would see I just look like a Greek bust. The ideal citizen is the warrior scholar, right? And that's why I did the Goggins album. That's why the Jocko record is so important. Like, you wanna have the mental and the physical both firing on 100% cylindrical distribution, right? It's no good just being super smart, but like you're overweight and stuff, and you're tired all the time, and you're ill and shit. Like, because you're not going to be able to be firing on 100% up there if there is, you know, it's the harmony. You want the harmony of the two, and the physicality bit of it was the bit that I was lacking in. I could be doing a lot better in that regard, so I'm trying to do better in that regard. I had some negative, in the same way I had some negative attitudes towards money when I was young that were the result of my socialist upbringing. I had some negative attitudes towards physicality that were the result of, like, no one in my immediate family role model thing did much in the way of physical stuff. And my associations with physical people, because of the fact that, like, at school I was like bullied a lot and I was in fights, like I was having to fight these people all the time, and they tended to be the people who were the meanest to me tended to be the people who were the best at sports. So I associated that with, like, people being assholes. So I thought that wasn't for me, and because my sports teachers were like that as well, I thought, well, physical stuff isn't for me. So I neglected that part of my life, and that was very foolish. That was very foolish, because it's not that physicality is for some and not for others. Physicality is for everybody. Same way that, like, thinking isn't just for some people and for others, it's for everybody. It might not come as one of them might not come as naturally to you, but you can learn it. Anybody can learn all these things. So yeah, and everything I read, all the people that I pay attention to and follow who are smart, are telling me that weightlifting is very important for the mind and for the body and for longevity and all that sort of thing. So I've been getting into that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting much deeper into that. And also, my head started looking like a Greek bust. I want the rest of me to look like a Greek bust. Diana, Tristram Davidson, questions, how can I contact you directly? You can email akiradadon@gmail.com. There you go. Chris Prism Cortez, what's one of your favorite memories with Hercules? Oh man, all of them, they're all so precious. Like, one of my favorite memories with Hercules is when we was living in Wales, getting ready to move out to LA. I used to put him on the back of my bicycle. He was like less than one, and I'd cycle along the coast to the nearest town, and we would sing together, and at that point he was really into that He-Man meme video where they're singing the Four Non Blonde song, that hey yeah yeah yeah, what's going on, that one. And he would sit on the back of, he'd be on the back of my bike with me, we'd be riding along the coast singing hey yeah yeah yeah. What's up, son?
Q's still not in.
Well, I texted Q's dad, so hopefully he's in soon. Dana, given that you're of course into Peterson and Watts, and I've heard you say they're the perfect foil for one another, do you know if Peterson is aware of Watts? Yes, he is. How do you think Peterson would feel about Alan's approach to life? Thanks for all the great work, Akira. Yeah, do you know what? He is aware of him. But yeah, I have not personally asked him that question. That's a good question. And next time me and Peterson talk, I will try and remember to ask him about that, because I'm interested in that as well. My suspicion is that there's a respect there, and I suspect that he respects some of the work, and there's definitely also a disagreement on some fundamental things. But yeah, I'll ask him. It's kind of pointless to hypothesize. Josh, Rogan album in the works. Yeah, just got to get permission. So everybody email and tweet and all that sort of thing. Sam Eustace, are you coming to New Zealand? I hope so. Book them and they will come, in the words of Wayne and Garth. Wayne and Garth. Mohammed Wellborn says, warrior, scholar, artist, surely, body, mind, soul. Yeah, exactly. Cunning Stunts, would love to see another Peterson Akira interview. Yeah, we've both been through quite a lot since then, and that was only a few months ago. It's quite crazy. It's pretty crazy. Adne says, yo, I got the book King, Warrior, Magician, Lover on the shelf. Maybe I have to read it. Yeah, there you go. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Very nice. Henrik R. says, my favourite work of you is The Call for Adventure. Jordan Peterson Lo-Fi Hip Hop Mix. Will there be a similar song out sometime, especially something with a similar message? Yeah, I really like that one. That's one of the ones I'm going to be remastering for release on Spotify and stuff, actually. As far as like, what's up, Hack? Avengers Endgame is available on PS4 to buy. Yes, it is. Do you want to watch it again?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Herky wants to watch Avengers Endgame again. What's that?
There's new bits in it now.
Oh, are there? They've added new bits in it, so you watch it again. No. Theo Ahaya, thank you for the super chat. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Ain't that the flipping truth, Ruth? That's the realness. Luke Bostwick, have you seen the video of Watts singing Little Boxes? Would be good to use in a Watts wave. No, I've not. Send me that. Could you put it in the Discord? DM me on the Discord or something. That sounds great. Chris Wonderland says, Watts will always be my all-time favourite motivation. There's something so bright I feel when listening to him. Yeah, right, I know what you mean. There's something very bright and fizzy about his presence that just echoes through time and space. And it's very beautiful and very pure and true. You can always tell. Man. Sometimes people are like, oh, you should do a thing on this person or that person or whatever, and like, I can instantly, the feeling. And I got that with Peterson. Peterson has a very pure, truthful feeling. It's maybe not as fizzy as Watts's, but yeah. Mohammed Wellborn, one word, bruv, a contradiction. Skull artist. I don't see that as being a contradiction. Alright, boom. More questions. Now, okay, extra questions here from Sir Peppers. Well, he collated them. And this is because one person asked about 50. So, alright, let's get these. We'll answer them. I said I'll answer your questions if you submit them, so I will. And I'll take maybe another one from the chat. Pointing out says, is regarding MEANINGWAVE as a genre, what do you think the future holds for it and you? Do you think one day there'll be YouTuber essays on MEANINGWAVE? And who made it and why? And you'll be like the father of the genre, just like Vaporwave. Who's the father of Vaporwave? I don't think there is a single father of Vaporwave. Whereas certainly, yes, I made MEANINGWAVE. Ha! And yes, there will be YouTuber essays. And yes, they will talk about it in schools. And yes, they will talk about it if schools still exist. Certain schools will exist. Yeah, of course. When are you shaving your beard? Why do you care? It's a very strange question. I always find it interesting when men concern themselves with the appearance of other men. It makes me suspicious, but anyway. I would like to share songs of yours with my friends. Problem is, there are a lot of them still in albums, not individual songs. And I see you're posting them one by one daily. Is that the plan? Make an album, release an album, singles one by one later on? Yes, you mean on YouTube, right? So on YouTube, yeah, I'm trying to do a video every day, right? So part of that is a track every day, because you want the tracks to be there individually for people to be able to share them. If there's a track on one of the albums that is not on YouTube... what, Hercules?
Mum's home and she got me a present.
She got you a present? What did she get you?
Don't look behind.
What did she get you? Oh, that's very nice.
Do you even know what this is?
It's a little, I don't know, what is that? A meerkat?
Sloth.
A raccoon? A sloth. That's a sloth. What a lovely thing. What a lovely mother. Could you turn that TV down? I'm just finishing this broadcast. We're nearly done. Yeah, so anyway, if there's a track that you want to share and it's not on YouTube yet, you can share it individually via Bandcamp. Everything is on Bandcamp. Everything's definitely there. And then as much as I can get is on Spotify and iTunes and things like that. So you can do that way. And if there's songs that you want on YouTube individually, let me know and I'll prioritize them. I do listen to you guys consistently as much as possible. The customer is often correct. Usually, in fact. Actually, I will say usually. You guys are usually right. I'll give you that. Okay, Pointing Out says, I use SoundCloud as my main source of music, but you haven't been uploading there as much. Why? Should I reconsider SoundCloud? What do you think about it? Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, man, for me. It's a pain in the butt to upload there. You have to, each individual track, you have to do the metadata for each individual track over and over and over and over. It takes ages. It has very little sort of reward. It doesn't reward you monetarily. The algorithm certainly has never paid me any mind. So it's kind of, for me, it's just the least effective. It gives the least back. And it takes way more input than the other ones. Which is why I haven't been doing it as much. Just because I only have so much time. And if it's going to take me, for every time I release an album, it's like 2-3 hours work to get it on SoundCloud, and it's just not worth it. But then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if there's, maybe if that's the only place that you are, I should be putting in the effort to put it there. I don't know. It's a tricky one. Anyway, yes. Okay. One last question from you guys. Do a random scroll. Shabba. Has Elon said anything about his Akira wave? Not that I've seen. I don't know if he's aware of it. Is the answer to that. Send it to Elon. Everybody send it to Elon. Scotty says, how can you drink coffee but be on carnivore? Yo, life is a mystery. I don't know, I do it. I don't know. Am I on carnivore? I eat steak, drink water, and coffee. And that's what I do. Does that make me on carnivore? Maybe. It's what works for me. Yeah. Existential delight. All my friends know that if they drive with me, they better get prepared to get pumped up with some MEANINGWAVE. Greetings from South Africa. Bad motherfucker. Well, shouts out to you and your homies. And thank you for being here. And yeah. See that? I have to tilt my whole body backwards to drink that. That's funny. I forgot. Anyway, yo, this has been Ask Akira 39. Got a high energy broadcast with the barely mobile neck. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you also. And I definitely appreciate you. And I particularly appreciate you. So thank you very much. I'm going to get out of here now. I gave you the new schedule. We got the new schedule, and yeah, so it's going to be content every day. We're going to be doing a live. We're going to be doing a DJ set on Sunday, so be here for that. That's tomorrow. DJ set. Videos all day. Videos every day. Damn. Yeah. My energy's suddenly gone. I can't think. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your questions. We'll be back next week answering more, chatting more stuff, more music, more waves. Oh, hey, I didn't tell you, there's a new next week. One of the things that's dropping is someone you've never heard before in the Meaning Wave universe. New Meaning Wave universe. Anyone can guess what it is. I'd be surprised, frankly. You're not going to see this coming. Anyone who guesses it correctly, I will Skype call your mum. How about that? All right. Anyone guesses what the next wave is correctly, I will Skype call your mum. Thank you all for being here. Big up Richard Scales says, take care, Akira. You take care. Jasper, thank you for being here. Thank you, YouTube hero Alex, for being here with your spanner like a bad man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sheila D. Thank you, Hercules. Special guest, Hercules! Yeah. I'm just saying thank you. Do you want to come and say goodbye? Bye-bye. Hercules says goodbye. Yo. All right, boom. We'll be back next week. We'll see you in the week. Oh, here's Hercules. Hercules. Boo! Hercules and the Sloth. Sheila D says, lol, obviously that's a sloth. Man, I don't know. I've never met a sloth. It's not my area of expertise. You know, one of the things about me is I don't pretend to know about things I don't know about. And I don't know about sloths.
Dad?
Yes, sir?
Let's play coconut, okay? Wait, let's play Pikachu.
Let's play Pikachu.
Let's play Pikachu, come on.
How do you play Pikachu?
Okay, just do this.
Yeah?
Pikachu. Going up, going down.
What?
Pikachu. Pikachu. No, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. You just do.
That's a really complicated rock, paper, scissors cross with slaps. Well, thank you for teaching me that, Hercules. That was Pikachu, and our Pikachu choose you. See you later. Just for Akira the Don and Hercules. Ask Akira 39. Bam.